The fact that he knew he needed permission to help these people, and the fact that they thought they could just ask him and he was gonna move for them.
Haven't you heard? It's 2026 and asking a man for his help in public now requires a signed permission slip from his wife. And listen, as an open-minded married woman myself, I took a moment to consider the idea of total control over my husband's every move. And while I find that level of authority intriguing, even I know that owning your spouse is a little outdated. So when I came across this TikTok wife who genuinely believes that helping someone in the grocery store requires spousal clearance, I had questions. So let's hear from the internet's self-appointed expert on grocery store etiquette.
Y'all, I'm in Kroger, and you would not believe the audacity some people have. Me and my husband are in the shopping. My husband, the baby, Mr. Baby, the baby. We in Kroger shopping. We on the aisle now. I'm looking at stuff, and this woman is with another woman, and she's like, "Sir, excuse me, sir, can you reach this off the top shelf for me? We're short." I look at them, I look at him, he look at me, he said, "Boo." The fact that he knew he needed permission to help these people, and the fact that they thought they could just ask him and he was gonna move for them. The audacity. Ain't that right, boo?
The audacity. There's a lot going on here, but there's one thing I know for certain. Those women don't want your man. They want the sweet and spicy Doritos. But instead of having a 5-second human interaction, this has somehow turned into a test of his loyalty.
So I say that to say this. If you are in the store, married or single, by yourself, and you need help, and you notice that the man that you about to ask help from is with a woman, the correct thing to say is, "Excuse me, ma'am, is it okay if your husband can help me get something from the shelf?" Don't put that man in that weird situation, because my husband's like, he didn't flinch, he didn't move, he looked at me, and he like, "Boo." And we both knew what that boo meant. So, but have a good day.
Look, I'm no expert, but I think asking someone to grab something off of a shelf is commonplace for the vertically challenged. It's not a proposal. So what's the real problem here? Now, the comment section of this video felt this woman was simply being insecure, but I'm honestly not sure that's all that we're seeing here. So let's take a closer look. Yeah, she doesn't look too insecure to me. She seems proud of her husband's subservience. But here's my question. If your husband knows that he needs to ask your permission first in such a simple situation, does that really signify respect, or does it signal distress? And if you think I'm being dramatic, I am. But just let me show you what the reverse looks like.
Babe, can I have sugar in mine this time? Am I allowed?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, can you, when you're making my coffee, like, am I allowed to have sugar?
Huh? Absolutely, you can have sugar. What do you mean?
Well, you know, last time, like, you didn't
Mama,
you didn't want me to have sugar in my coffee, so I'm just wondering, can you
I never.
Can you put, is
yeah,
that?
of course you can have sugar in a coffee.
I just wanted permission. It's okay.
First of all, his mother is about to kill him. Second of all, he couldn't even say permission. He said, permission?
I just wanted permission. It's okay.
Notice how uncomfortable that felt? That's because control only looks cute when we're the ones holding it. And where does this type of thinking end?
If I die, someone take out my husband. And by take out, I mean, okay, because he doesn't have permission to, he can go ahead and join me, is what I'm saying. Make it quick, make it painless. Unless he gives you attitude, then if he gives you attitude and resists, you can toss him around a little and you can tell him I sent you.
Okay, hear me out here. When your jokes require disclaimers, it might be time to reassess the relationship dynamics. And what about him? What are his thoughts on all of this? All I see is a busy husband who's pushing a baby in a cart, paying for the groceries, and then loading the car. I find it odd that we never even hear from the husband. We never hear from the husband. Where is the husband? Has anybody heard from the husband? Is he okay? The audacity to think that we're in charge of anything other than ourselves, our boundaries, our reactions, and what we post to the internet. The only lesson I see here is that we don't own our partners. We have to know when to step in and when to step back. And listen, helping someone reach the Cocoa Puffs shouldn't threaten your relationship. And if it does, well, that's another conversation entirely.